Can you believe I was 30 minutes early and Lucky Chucky was late this time? We jumped right into it, started drawing out the body mounts, half of the body mounts for the Packard. Used our Power Max 45 and drew them all out. Cut these 6 out. Still had to take them to the iron worker to pop the holes, the slotted half-inch holes. All right, we got 6 of these body mounts. First of all, we welded that 1.5 by 2.5 inch tube up underneath here, where there were some of the 26 freaking body mounts, right? So we made these pieces right here that will pop a hole in that can weld anywhere on this rail. So we'll have good contact there. And then we'll come over and build a really cool gusseted piece that welds to the frame, and they'll bolt like together right there. Pretty rad. We got to use our B-Series plasma table from Piranha. We did the long gusseted parts on this just from a file that we found in the library and altered that to get the long kind of elongated shape that we wanted, just like that there. I love this English curve from Jamie Jordan and Mittler Brothers. We actually used that English curve to carve the bottom side of our brackets, as well as use it as a cutting template to cut all of the circles, because I'm still learning how to draw on the computer. So don't quite have that skill down perfect yet, but this cutting template, it's probably just a circle making thing, but it works great for cutting. You just don't want to cut into it because it'd be a rather expensive tool to cut into. It's anodized aluminum, so you can screw up real quick, so it requires my undivided attention. After cutting all the parts out on the B-Series plasma table and with the Power Max 45, we took the top parts over to the Bailey Industrial Iron Worker, where we were able to use our Cleveland punch and die sets to make those slotted holes. That's the other half of the previous bracket that we will actually weld into the frame. Lucky Chucky got some great pictures of our new Blue Demon True View welding hood as we were welding away on these brackets, and we got an opportunity to put all of our friends and other companies' stickers all over this helmet. It's a pretty rad helmet. Lightweight, very functional. You got your grind button, weld button, works pretty rad. I like the fact that it locks into all positions. You don't have to click it all the way up to hold your hood up. So every time you lift it, click, 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 and then when you want to throw it down, you just nod your head and it goes right down into position. Ready to get some welding done. Lucky Chucky and I are pretty impressed with the way our body mount brackets have turned out. Two heads are always better than one head. And here's a little bit of slow motion, corner weld. Our buddy Troy invited us out to the wrecking yard. He said he had a 454 and a 5-speed manual transmission he wanted us to look at. Maybe we could use it because we could have scored the flywheel, the bell housing, the pressure plate, clutch fork, all that stuff. But we got there, and it was for a big industrial 454, and it just wasn't going to work for our needs. So we had to pass on that deal, and then we came back to the shop and continued welding these brackets on. I'll give you some footage of that here in just a second. We always get the cart before the horses, and we're not even ready for rock sliders yet, but we were ending up getting close to the end of the day, cleaning up, and we're like, hey, let's hold some tubing up here, see what we're going to use. So I think we're going to use this 3-inch pipe. It's like quarter wall material. It's going to work killer for rock sliders. We might even... Lucky Chucky made a trip to Ace Hardware and got some satin black paint that he couldn't just wait to get this stuff painted on, but kind of give us an idea of what our chassis is going to look like when it is painted up, and I think it's going to look pretty great. You're not really going to be able to see much of it unless you get down there and like really take a look at it, but satin black was elected instead of pig skin pink, which is going to be the color of our engine block. We did pick up a Granny 4-speed Chevy transmission off Facebook Marketplace, but we've been looking for a 5-speed. We found the perfect 5-speed transmission, clutch assembly, everything that we're going to be needing out of that red wrecker that you just saw a picture of. And we were pretty stoked to also find this air compressor pump off a big semi engine. This has got a clutch on it already, so this is going to be able to allow us to pressurize 2 cylinders that will mount on each side of the chassis. It'll kind of double up as frame rock sliders, as well as give us 250 cubic feet of storage for our compressed air. Since we're going to be having a plasma cutter, we want to also be able to offer air for people letting air out of their tires and back into their tires while we're on the road. Hence the name Rescue Pig. We're going to have it all.